Hi, this is Lucia with The Art of Love. Today I want to talk about something that guys are guilty of sometimes when they are trying to get an ex back. So let me read this email and then I will let you know what that is. It's actually a comment. He says, "It's been almost 3 months of no contact and she finally contacted me. I had no hope because she was with another guy and I was begging and giving her too much attention and gifts. I almost gave up, but I didn't. So guys, no contact works. Just be patient and sure that you're strong and respect yourself." Well, thank God he stopped with the begging and the bribing, although he calls them gifts. You think that if you give her gifts that you'll be able to get her back. And it can be either flowers, for some reason, I don't know. Maybe because of the movies, guys think, well, I'll just give her flowers. Then she'll want me back, Or if you mess up, I'll just get her flowers. Like, really? That's supposed to fix everything? It might work in the movies, but not usually in real life. And especially if someone broke up with you. And it does come across almost as bribing. I hear about this all the time, and in fact, I've talked about it in 2 different videos. One was the guy who his ex broke up with him, and he was buying her jewelry and paintings and all kinds of things, spending all kinds of money, and yet she still did not want to get back with him. And as I told him in that video, all he had to do was save his money, speak to a dating coach, and they would have told him, don't do that. But unfortunately, that didn't happen. And as far as I know, they didn't get back together. And then there was another guy who moved too fast, and the girl that he was dating started to back away. So he starts giving her flowers, and he contacted me. He emailed me, and I said, just stop, leave her alone. And he wrote back and said, well, I'm going to try one more time, and I'm going to show up with flowers. Again with the flowers. It's not going to work because that's not the reason that the person is backing away or breaking up with you. They're not doing it because you didn't buy them flowers. They're not doing it because you didn't buy them any presents. I mean, I've spoken to a lot of people in my coaching, and no one has ever said, oh, well, my girlfriend broke up with me because I never bought her any gifts. I have never heard that. And it's usually guys that are more guilty of this than women. Women aren't usually going around buying guys gifts in order to get them back. And so guys are trying to raise the woman's interest level by giving her things. That's actually what's going on here, whether they realize it or not. But the problem is that unless the woman was with you just for gifts, which in that case, then all you have to do is buy her more gifts and then she'll come back, then the reason it doesn't work is because if the woman feels unappreciated, taken for granted, disrespected, or let's say you cheated on her, whatever, a gift is not going to make up for it. Well, maybe if it's a Mercedes, I don't know. But anyways, a typical gift is not going to make up for it. And so that's why it's not going to work. I mean, they'll accept it a lot of the time, but will they get back with you just because you gave them a gift? No. So why don't you save your money? And as I mentioned earlier, it's better to just do no contact, leave them alone, and as this guy says in this comment, show that you're strong and respect yourself. Or if you're not strong and you're not sure, then speak with a dating coach, preferably me, to make sure you're on the right track. But to just keep buying your ex gifts, especially if she's with someone else, in the hope that she'll come back, it rarely, if ever, works. Unless, of course, the only reason she was with you was for the gifts. So if you're interested in private coaching with me, you can contact me at my website, theartoflove.net. Please use the form on that website to contact me, and don't email me directly, as your email may end up in the spam folder. If you're listening to this on iTunes, I would appreciate if you would rate and review the podcast. If you're listening on YouTube, thank you for subscribing. And finally, remember that love inspires, empowers, uplifts, and enlightens.